On Tuesday morning, the Australian government, led by Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, pulled back from ratifying an extradition treaty with China. And now China has warned Prime Minister Justin Trudeau not to do the same. Canada, like Australia, is considering a deal that would allow China to seek the extradition of individuals in order to combat, quote, transnational crime. Turnbull, who leads the Australian Liberal Party, who actually have conservative policies, had the support of the opposition Labour to pull the treaty. But does Justin Trudeau have the same backbone?
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime.
This should be an easy decision. China has a known terrible record with human rights. Who is to say the people they wish to extradite are anything more than the political prisoners of the Chinese Communist Party? And how can we ensure that anyone who is extradited will face a fair and honest trial in a country whose court systems are controlled by communists and a country that uses interrogation techniques that some in the international community have called torture? China convicted over 1 million people last year, with only 1,000 being cleared. That's a 99.99% conviction rate. Does that sound like a judicial system we should be endorsing? Can we really be sure that when the Communist government of China calls on us to extradite someone, that they are not simply a Falun Gong practitioner or a Chinese democracy campaigner? And what about the issue of nationals from Hong Kong who, while they fall under Chinese jurisdiction, there is a growing democracy and independence movement within Hong Kong that the Chinese communists want to crush? We all know the Chinese record on human rights, so if we truly care about upholding human rights as a free Western democracy, we should not be entering this deal. So why on earth would the Canadian government even consider an extradition treaty with China? The Communist Party claims that they are looking for so-called economic fugitives, and while that may appeal to those in Vancouver who are irritated by the local real estate being bought up by wealthy Chinese the past couple of years, international watchdogs report China can give the death penalty for these economic crimes. So I say it again, why on earth would the Canadian government even consider this treaty? Well, it comes down to China as a trading partner. And no country can afford not to trade with the fastest growing economy in the world, so I have no issue with that. But Justin Trudeau needs to take a long, hard look at whether the costs of doing business with China are worth the risk of extraditing Chinese people, possibly Chinese Canadians, and the human rights abuses of the communist regime that they escaped. Any potential extradition deal must be rejected by Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, and they must follow the lead of Australia. So if you're concerned about this, let your Liberal MP know sooner than later. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. You can count on us to keep track of Chinese state influence growing in Canada. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel.